Pretty Nerdz. 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 Pretty Nerdz.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Pretty Nerdz podcast. This is your girl Nay.
And this is your girl Falan DeAnn.
So, Falan DeAnn, how's everything going with you?
It's going good. Tired, of course. Ready to not work, but I really want to win the lottery. Other than that, I'm good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. Just trying to keep myself busy with stuff to do. I get bored super easily. And since I can't go to, or I don't feel comfortable going to a gym yet, or just a lot of things outside, trying to keep from going stir crazy in the house. But yeah, other than that, doing pretty good. Been doing a lot more creative projects. So all good things.
So I saw Planet Fitness is totally kind of off topic, but it goes when you saying working out, that they're going to now require everybody to wear a mask. And I was like, I don't know how that will work because I'd be having a hard time breathing if I'm on a treadmill and trying to get my workout, calories up and all this stuff. I don't know. Bless your heart.
Oh, listen, it's about time. Listen, that makes me happy though. That was one of my drawbacks. That they weren't requiring people to wear masks. And people, listen, what pisses me off about the gym is, I'm pretty sure you know too, how when you go to the gym and you find your little machine in the back away from everybody, and there'd be a whole row of machines, and then somebody come and stand right next to you.
Listen, that burn. I have stopped before working out to look around so why you come right here?
I'm telling you, and it never fails. It never fails. Somebody always, and I'm just like, the fuck? All these machines, and you come and get on this one right next to me.
Even if I walk into the gym and I okay, this is my favorite machine that I always get on. And I used to get on this one elliptical that faced the wall. It was in the middle. And if somebody was next to them, I'm like, nah, I ain't finna get on it because I don't want to get right next to you working out. Then it's 15 machines open. People used to do that on a Sunday morning. I'm like, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So now I feel better knowing that they're saying that they're going to require masks. So I might take myself over there this week and check it out again and see if I feel comfortable. Because, man, I ain't going to lie, I miss the gym. You can't, people who say, you can work at home and all that stuff like that. True, I can work out at home, and I have been. It's just not the same, though. I'm not as motivated. I don't get to lift as heavy. Just not the same.
I'm finna sit down right quick, and then they got my whole workout, so, yeah.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and jump into this week's Hot Topics. I guess we can start off with kind of I wouldn't call it breaking news, but I guess breaking news. Meg Thee Stallion, she just went live for the first time after being shot, and she kind of talked about she kind of addressed the situation in the best way that she could. What were your thoughts?
Of course, when she started talking about her mom and her dad not being here and her grandmother, and she was like, I was just moving too fast and trying to give my energy to everybody. I almost boo-hooed like a baby because I feel her. We do this so much that we give a lot of ourselves away to people that don't deserve it. And this is not just even romantic relationships. So I really felt on that. I was shocked that she had got shot twice. I guess I was under the assumption that it may have been once or that it was once. But for her to confirm that it was twice. And then I'm still kind of tripped out that people are like, well, who shot you? This is an ongoing investigation. It's just weird to me what people want to know from her that she probably can't divulge. It's ongoing.
Yeah.
And I'm from what we know at this point, Tory Lanez ain't posted a video in weeks? It's pretty obvious at this point. If he didn't do it, he was definitely fucking involved.
I just feel like people want to not use common sense. In so many ways around it, she pretty much confirmed that it was Tory without saying his name, she pretty much confirmed that it was Tory who shot her. Like, I don't feel like we have to allege anymore. Like, she pretty much confirmed in that, if you watch the live, she pretty much, even though she didn't say his name, just listen to the things that she addressed when she said, I didn't attack anybody. I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't do anything to provoke it. I was just shot twice. You know what I mean? So he was the one who was arrested with the gun. Like, come on, y'all.
Right. It's not hard. And I'm like, for us to require the victim to come out with a statement to say who shot her and the reason why and all of this. And I know people like, well, she wasn't cooperating. I said, that's not what it said. It just said whoever, some about witnesses won't cooperate. She's not a witness. She's a victim.
Facts.
I'm like, so that's a whole nother different thing. And I was like, he still hasn't been released. There's no bond or no information. Like, bro, the state really probably don't even need her. Like, when it boils down to it. But I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, I wish her the best, and I hate this was a learning lesson. Like, or this is how she had to learn that everybody that claim to be cool with you is not cool. Like, you do have to ride with them old friends that you've been had from nothing to fame in a lot of times. Cause and fuck Tory Lanez.
And it just still aggravates me that literally you still see people like in the comments, oh, she ain't innocent. She probably was, talking bad to him. Cause she said that he didn't, that she didn't hit anybody. Then people was like, oh, but she probably was, was slick with the mouth and but the fuck. So that means you shoot me? Like, I'm so confused by y'all. Just say y'all hate women, please.
Listen,
please.
And just move on. Cause I'm tired. Cause for the life of me, even people making jokes about her gender, which is transphobic as fuck. Most of it that makes a joke about her gender, or what she did to provoke it. All this, if she didn't have a weapon that was pulled on him, and then even seeing people lying like she tried to pull a knife on him. Trav, y'all don't go somewhere and sit down. Ooh. And the comments about her being a savage, well, if you want to be a savage, this is what you get. And I'm like, and it be women saying this shit. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And we can't ask for protection if we're gonna put that image out. What image did she put out other than her having fun?
Facts. I was so confused by that too, because I saw a lot of that too. Like, if you're gonna put that image out, I was like, huh? What image? I ain't never seen where she tried to play like she was a gangster or anything like that. She simply was young, having fun, doing what the fuck she wanted to do, living life. Like, I was confused. I was like, huh?
Me too. I was like, what? Y'all weird. Like, and it's not funny, but it's sad because I'm like, why are all these stipulations when it comes to protecting Black women and acknowledging, like, listen, it's a gap somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel you when she was talking about the situation with her mother. Like, I think a lot of people have been kind of noticing that. I think a lot of people around her, even industry people was, who actually did care about her, was telling her, you got to slow down a little bit, protect your energy. I remember when she was doing the thing with Nicki, when Nicki was telling her, hey, you got to pull back a little bit from some of these folks. You know what I mean? Like, protect your energy from a lot of these folks out here. I think a lot of people could tell that she was in pain and that she never properly dealt with losing her mother, especially because, every chance she gets, she tells you, my mom was my best friend. You know what I mean? Like, I talked to her 24. So I can only imagine. So losing your mom right when you hitting this big time fame button, it just has to be taxing for her.
And a lot of times your mama be knowing, because she be like, my mama used to be that ain't your friend. And I'm like, nah, we cool. But it always kind of stuck in the back of your head, like, my mama said she wasn't my friend.
Yeah.
So
It sucks.
It was definitely.
But hopefully she, like you said, it sucks that she had to learn this lesson this way. But hopefully now we'll kind of see her. I want to see her maybe get some therapy, some grief counseling, just to kind of deal with that. See her pull back a little bit from the folks in the industry, take care of herself more, take some more time for herself, and keep her security with her at all times. Like, you see how Drake moved. Like, Drake don't never go nowhere without no type of security with him. Like, keep your security with you at all times.
Like, because your security guys seem legit.
Yeah.
Keep him, boo-boo. That's the reason why you got him on payroll.
Basically. Moving on from that, I guess we can jump into what I consider some foolishness. We kind of have been alluding to this for a couple weeks with Meek Mill and just his random ass tweets. We was like, what did you going through, boo-boo? And then yesterday, he just got even more random, in my opinion, when he decided to announce his split from Milano after pretty much not even confirming your relationship until you popped up at the Rock Nation brunch pregnant. And then even then, you never referred to her as your girl, but always as the homie. And then you announce y'all breakup. Listen, I don't know what's going on with your boy. I don't.
Confused. When I said, I was like, how you gonna have a public breakup but a private, done existent relationship? Like, bro, we didn't even know that y'all went together. So it wasn't necessary. Like, I don't know if he did that for like, I hope he didn't do it like to embarrass her, or I don't know. But I was like, I just found it weird because I'm like, you never confirmed y'all was together. Y'all just had a baby together.
Yeah.
So I don't, I was like, Meek, oh, I tried so hard with him. I really do.
I just don't know why he put her on blast like that. He literally put that girl on blast. Like, and then she had to feel the need to, like, I'm not even addressing this shit. But I just, like we said, the whole relationship, you never addressed it, never talked about it, never confirmed y'all was a couple. So why blast that girl like that? I guess maybe, I will say maybe because he was catching a little heat for every time something happened with Nicki, he will pop up randomly in the comments. So maybe that's why.
That shit's still creepy, whether you with her, somebody else, nobody. Bruh, why you still even speaking about this woman? Like, just let it go.
Yeah. I don't know, but I couldn't imagine being Milano right now. Like, I got a brand new baby. I'm just out here trying to be a mom for the first time. Like, and then this nigga, like, you know what I mean? Like, and then he want to be out here.
It seems so random. Like, oh, by the way, we broke up. Like, again, why do we need to know that on a Sunday?
Yeah.
Like, and no one asked you. Like, even if somebody came on Twitter, be like, I thought you were with Milano. Maybe that would be better. Be like, nah, we ain't together. But you came out with an official super duper statement.
Yeah. I feel like something must be getting ready to come out. Like, maybe some pictures or something where he running around with some girl or something like that. Because I just don't understand. It just seems so out of the blue random for him to pop that shit up.
It might be another kid. You never know with these.
You never know. Let's do some really, really super duper quick hitters. We didn't mention it, but I think it happened like the week that Naya Rivera passed away. Tamara Mari Halsley, she confirmed that she was leaving the Real. Not surprised. I don't see the Real lasting too much longer. They're dropping hosts like flies. Like, it doesn't seem, not to say that it's a bad show. It's not a bad show. I think that they have their demographic and they're good, but I just don't see it picking up enough steam after all these, like, people just keep popping in and co-hosts dropping out and all that good stuff. So who knows as far as what the Real future holds, but we do know Tamara will no longer be on the show. Also, quick hitter, Regis Philbin. He died, I think it was yesterday, of a heart attack at the age of 88. So condolences to his family. And last but very, very not least, all good news, super, super good news. Russell and Sierra had their beautiful baby boy win. So cute. Oh, in love.
Like, oh, when she sung Happy Birthday to her, I was like, oh, that's such a cute video. And I will say one thing that I did see that in the video, I was like, why everybody else be complaining about what we have to do to be safe during COVID-19 is they both had on their mask.
Loved it. Yes, right? So responsible. Thank you. Don't you love some good responsible people? Some good responsible parents? Like, yes.
Nobody will think that celebrities have it different delivering at hospitals or something like that. They both had their mask on, and it seemed like it was just him and her. So they have to go by the same policies as everybody else.
Yeah. And can we just say to all y'all out there who are just special in the head, like, Wynn is not a uncommon name. Granted, you normally see either spelled Winn or Wynn, but it's not an uncommon name. So
Yeah,
why? Go ahead.
No, I didn't get why people were like, they named him Wynn. And I'm like, it's just Wynn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I was like, what are y'all trip? I was like, of all the celebrity names we've seen that are make you have to stop and pause, that's not one of them. Like, yeah. But anywho, but good news and congratulations to Russell and Sierra on baby Wynn. Beautiful baby. Super happy for you guys. They look super happy. So all good things on that end. Let's talk the WNBA.
Yeah. So this was it Saturday's game? Sunday game?
I believe so.
They actually walked out during the national anthem in response or their response to or doing their part with the protest of injustice and of course Breonna Taylor. And I saw, can't think of the basketball player's name. I can go back and look. Donated $1.5 million for their loss of wages. But I really commend them for even taking a stance like that, like to put your dream on hold, to be like, hey, we're not playing because of what has happened in society. And like I say it often, we really don't deserve Black women. I'm a Black woman. We really don't, because when we put it out there, we put it all out there.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that the WNBA deserves like a huge round of applause just in general. They have always been, in my opinion, the most progressive, aware league, period. Like, there's nobody who's even close when it comes to fighting for pay equality, fighting against injustice, racial discrimination against women, discrimination against the LGBTQ plus community. They have always been more progressive and ahead of everybody else, So when I saw it, like, I think some people were like shocked, but in all honesty, that's just the WNBA. That's how they've always been. They've always been ahead of the time. I remember when Trayvon Martin was killed, they were really the first league to really say, hey, this is something that's going on in the community. They were the first ones with the, hoodies up pictures. They were the first ones when Eric Gardner got killed with the I Can't Breathe shirts. I mean, they've just always been ahead of the curve, ahead of everybody else. And like you even saw, I think it was not after the game where they walked out, where they did like the next game that they showed, where they had like in the middle of either before the game or halftime, where the women came out and spoke directly about Breonna Taylor. Like, they took a moment in the middle of the game to make sure people were aware of it, saying that we were still fighting for justice, letting people know what resources and things that they can do. So just applause, period, because they're just they deserve so much better than the treatment that I get that they get in all honesty. Like, the pay gap between them and the NBA is so huge. And the fact that these women they're fighting their own battle in that, you know what I mean? Fighting for better wages and just to have a better, living as far as being professional athletes. But to see that they are willing to kind of put all of that aside and risk all of that and just kind of fight right alongside the rest of us against injustice is just incredible.
I will say, and they're way better than them funk ass football players. There, I said it. I don't care.
Ooh, facts. Listen, hey, I'm with you on that. They have no issue with taking a stand, and we know that the folks in the NFL, them football players, child. Did you see that one with the tweets? And I was just like, first of all, how are you out here telling people that they need to, get educated, and you ain't even got no periods, your grammar was wrong, all kind of misspellings. Like, first of all, we're not gonna do this. We are not.
When I was reading it, I was like, Falan, don't think this way. Now it's like, I bet you I can tell what his spouse looked like. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna prove myself wrong. But nope, prove myself right. I went to his page. I was like, I knew it. Spouse look exactly like I knew they was gonna look. Exactly.
But I couldn't even, I just couldn't even I had a hard time even reading through the statement. That's how poor the grammar was. And so I'm like, so that's your first strike against you right there. Like, you're not gonna come out here trying to preach to me and the shit ain't even, you know what I mean? Like, you didn't even proofread this shit.
And then when he make the false like, I didn't read all of it. I know people like, I stopped when he said, it was something about taking advantage over or something else. I stopped right there. But he comes and was like, and my grandmother was an immigrant and she bought 10 people over here legally. And I'm like, what the fuck did that got to do with the injustice that Black people receive? And let's not act like immigration is not still a brown and Black people issue. Just because your grandmama bought 10 people over here legally, supposedly, that don't mean nothing.
And not only that, what does it have to do with the fucking flag?
Right, I was like,
what does that have to do with the national anthem? Like, I'm so confused with y'all. Like, y'all equivalent, the conclusions y'all be trying to draw don't be making sense.
I was like, what the fuck do you have to do? And I was like, so are you a Trump supporter? What are you trying to tell us with this? So we'll know, like, what direction are you going in? Because that's what I was like, okay, I can see what direction he's going in, and I can, whatever. And then when he said that, I was like, but what the fuck your grandmama bringing immigrants over here got to do with it? And she did it legally. I'm like, so? I'm like, you want us to be mad because other quote unquote illegal people are here from land that was stolen? They were legal people. Boy, shut your ass up.
Facts. More foolishness, kind of staying in that realm. We touched on it last week because we had just seen Kanye kind of have his meltdown in South Carolina after his presidential, his rally. I don't know what it was, the shit show that it was. But then pretty much like right after we stopped recording, he just went on this Twitter rant that just was endless and went on for I don't know how long. It just seemed like it was going on forever, where he pretty much he called Kris Jenner and all of them white supremacists. He said that he'd been trying to divorce Kim ass, that Kim keep trying to get him locked up. Basically he just was out there. And what are your thoughts?
I definitely don't feel sorry for him. I'm not one of those people. I don't care what people say, oh, mental health, blah, blah, blah. I feel Kanye has knowledge that he is mentally ill. He definitely has all the resources. So I don't feel sorry for him. This is not, somebody that's on the streets or whatever. He acknowledges that he doesn't take his medicine because it stops his creative juices. Don't know what he's trying to come up with, but he knows. And I will say, I don't like how people make it his mother's responsibility or his disability, like put it on his mother or put it on Kim. And it's not either one of their fault or their need to fix. Kanye has to want to fix Kanye. So Kim is not my favorite person, but I definitely felt bad for her. For some of the things that he said, as far as like she won't be in Playboy. It was like you knew the woman that you were getting when you got her. Her sex tape was not a mystery when you married her.
Right.
it had been out, and it had been out a while. You can go probably on any porn website, Google, and type this in. So for him to say that, I just felt like that was disgusting. You've been with Kim a long time, and I'm like, if they white supremacists, we know they culture vultures all day long. But you still hang around them. You're still in the company of them. It's still something that you like about it. And I still feel like Kanye wants a seat at the table. And when he doesn't get his way at the table, or his seat is not there, then he gets angry. I don't know. That whole thing was just weird. And so many people, oh, he's mentally ill, blah, blah. That's very well fine. But I didn't like that. I was like, that was just too far for me. Too freaking far.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dave Chappelle, when he was like, oh, he went out there and rescued him or whatever. I'm like, Dave Chappelle, when he went through his thing, he went to Africa and called it a day. Kanye tried.
Yeah. For me, I think the things that bothered me the most were just the stigma that they're placing on mental health. I seen one of them, what is it, like reality TV doctor ladies. I know she's a real doctor. She's on like Married to Medicine or whatever, where she was going on about, well, we need to just pray for him and be there for him because, this is what bipolar disorder looks like. This is what mania looks like, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I don't like the the stigma that they are attaching to bipolar disorder. There are plenty of people out there in this world who have struggled and who struggle with bipolar disorder, and it ain't like that. You know what I mean? Yes, mania is crazy. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? There's no way around it. Like when someone's in a manic episode, they are through the roof, they're going through it.
Yeah.
However, I don't feel like we can use that as a reason to kind of, condone his behavior and be like, oh yeah, well, he's having an episode, so it's okay for him to be anti-Black. He's having an episode, so it's okay for him to completely, like you said, drag the woman who, in all honesty, has stood by you through all of this. Because if it was me, nope.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna be honest. If it was me, nah.
If you get on there, some of the things that he referenced in regards to Northwest, put my turn down. Go ahead, dial up the turn. I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Get him out the bed. I got him on retainer. Go ahead, draw some divorce papers.
Basically, as soon as he mentioned my child, it would have been, oh, this, okay. You right.
And then now post their fucking pictures on the internet with your fucking foolishness. And I know people like, oh, in the state of manic or whatever. I was like, I've seen a person very close to me, and believe me, it was a scary ass sight. But what she was saying wasn't anti-Black. Every time Kanye West, quote unquote, goes into this whole state of mania, it's always anti-Blackness.
Right.
Always. And I'm like, her state of mania was like, the children gonna do. You said what? Like it was very apparent that like, oh, something is wrong.
Yeah. It's more of a state of, they feel, you feel euphoric, you feel invincible, you have so many different thoughts going through your head. It's like rapid, it's just like a rapid state, a lot of emotions coming at you at one time. But even in that, like I saw an amazing tweet or story put up by Amber Riley where she said that a lot of us out here suffer with mental health, and a lot of us go through manic episodes, but we not anti-Black. So like that's never a part of it. That never comes with it. So I don't
like, it's some stuff that comes, but then, like I said, I've seen it. It was scary, but it wasn't anti-Blackness. It was like some sacrifice. I was like, you do what? Like I said, it was very apparent, like something wrong. Kanye ramblings just anti-Black, and you need to take your medicine.
Yeah. And not only that, it is hard to have sympathy for someone who can get on the internet and tote that you are a billionaire. Like you were so proud of that and that you are surrounded by billionaires. And then to sit and see that you don't take your medication, that you don't manage your mental health properly. Like, you have all of the resources in the world. Like, there are literally people in this world who can't afford to get bipolar medication. You know what I mean? Who have to try to manage those symptoms on their own because they don't have the insurance or the money to pay out of pocket to afford medication.
Can't
Kanye
even
got
get the
the
proper
best.
diagnosis to even know what medication. Like, you have access to holistic treatments,
Everything. So it's hard to find empathy for that when you know that there are so many people who aren't in that position. So I'm sorry, in my opinion, there's no excuse for someone in Kanye West's state, with the status that he has. There's no excuse for him to. You have your bipolar diagnosis. Even people were saying, well, no. And granted, I know that the medication, it takes a couple of rounds for you to figure out what doses works best for you. But my thing is, even with that, you have the best of the best. Hell,
and
you
you
could
have to
check
take
yourself
it.
away. You could check yourself away in a facility or on your little ranch in Wyoming while you go through the different rounds of meds to see what works for you. Like, you don't have to go to work or go. You know what I mean? He has so
Right.
many options.
And you have to take it. Like, even his own admission is he's not taking it. That's just like my anxiety medication. When I feel like, okay, I can monitor it a little better, be like, okay, well, maybe I don't need this dose anymore because I don't have panic attacks like I did. So it's like, okay, you can adjust it depending upon how I feel. But just like you said, I still had to get up and go to work the next day, anxious while I'm driving, like, oh my gosh, what if I get in an accident? But just all of this is going through my head. And you can actually sit somewhere and like, okay, let me see how my body adjusts to this. You probably get nannies and all of this stuff available, all these caretakers, money. I'm over it. What I say, like, nah.
I am too. I just can't. I'm not here to make excuses for somebody. I just can't do it. Like, I get that mental health is serious. As someone who suffers from my own conditions, I get it. Trust me. But I can't, because of that, I guess maybe that's why I can't find the empathy in me.
I'm pretty sure that's like, and I know everybody is different, but I'm like, bro, we kind of all know for the most people that deal with it seriously, it's like sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet and take the medication and be like, okay, I know this is gonna be my side effect, and you work from there.
Yeah, exactly. Moving on from Kanye and his rants, we saw that it looks like Drea's comments may have cost her some coins. She was doing modeling, I think, or promotion for Rihanna's Savage by Fenty, and it looks like they may have ended her partnership with them over her comments that she made about Meg and Tory.
Yeah, she's like a brand ambassador, and it serves her right. But like, bro, you dropped the Fenty coin, so yeah, that's kind of fucked up brand, especially saying like she it's probably like cornering the market in so many ways because she dropping the skincare line now. So it's like you just dropped that coin.
Yeah, I listen, and people are saying that, well, Drea apologized, get off her back, stop going at her neck, blah blah. But I'm just like,
no.
Sometimes there's just behavior that we just can't make excuses for. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I get that she owned up to it, she apologized for it twice, whatever, woo woo woo. But sometimes y'all be asking a lot from us to be like, oh, well, just she gave an apology, so just sweep it under the rug. Well, no, she may have gave an apology, and I think that she may definitely feel bad about it. But hey, if she lose a couple of coins for it, that's the consequences. There has to be consequences for action.
Right.
That's just what it is, and knowing that you're a brand ambassador for Savage by Fenty, working with someone who actually went through a domestic violence situation, like, that should have been, if your coin is your top priority, then you should have honestly kept your mouth shut. Simple.
And that was one of the big things I said. Maybe if it was maybe another brand, she probably maybe could have got away with it. Wrong brand, boo boo.
Yeah.
Wrong brand. I was like, that right there should have just been maybe a topic that you skipped over or something like that. Because I would have been like, yeah, this is, and it's not a reflection, not even of who Rihanna is, and it's not a reflection of her company. She is about empowering women to do what you want to do, to look sexy, to feel beautiful, and then you come through and like, oh yeah, what probably happened was what? And then you said it funny, and I don't. That's another thing I don't like. Like a lot of women that are on these like male-dominated shows, or even in the presence of male, it's like they dummy themselves down almost to become a bird brain to be like, oh yeah, this is probably what happened to her. It's not funny.
Yeah. Not at all. I guess we have two last topics, and these topics are, in my opinion, pretty funny. First and foremost, your boy Lou Will. He's in, as we all know, the NBA has resumed. They are all kind of quarantined in what they're calling the NBA bubble. And yeah, your boy Lou Will decided to leave the NBA bubble. He told them it was for personal reasons, just to go see some cheeks over at Magic City. He swears up and down, no, it was for the wings. But
now listen. I will say, some days I be like, man, I wanted a strip club over for to-go orders. The wings hit different from the strip club.
Agree. I agree.
But at the same time, it's like, so bro, you realize just what the Magic City to get some wings. When I read it, I was like, I mean, I agree the strip club wings fine now, but they ain't leave quarantine. And why you just couldn't get like somebody to bring them to you? Like, I'm pretty sure y'all still get people, run errands for you or something. Like,
facts. You ain't have to just leave a bubble saying it was an emergency just to go get, even if it was just for the wings. So that's your emergency? Like, get these Magic City wings? Like, come on, man.
He had a craving.
But anyway.
Craving. Now I want some Magic City wings. I should have need to go to Atlanta and order some.
I do. Listen, I want to now. The next time I go to Atlanta, I'm like, let me go see if these wings at Magic City really fire though. Like,
really, what he say they are?
Oh man, I know Magic City might see a bump in their wing sales.
I know. We like, listen. We just want to see, are they good?
Facts. And last but not least, more foolishness, at least in my opinion. And kind of some jokes, I guess, along in there. Your boy Chris Brown, child. Basically, after the versus battle, people have been we've been talking about this too. I think after the Babyface and Teddy Riley started trending, like everybody keeps bringing up a versus battle of like Chris Brown versus Usher. And when we talked about it, remember we said I didn't feel like I wanted to see a Chris Brown Usher because I feel like they're not peers. I don't feel like Chris Brown and Usher are kind of in the same realm. I feel like Chris Brown is like the tier, like the class below Usher. So I don't feel like that matches up in my opinion. But clearly people wanted to see it. It was trending. And I don't know if Chris Brown maybe felt like the comments wasn't going his way enough, or I didn't honestly see people who was like trashing him or anything like that or saying anything bad about him. I saw a lot of people saying, oh, that would be a good battle, woo, woo, woo. But maybe he felt differently because all I know is the ego jumped out, honey.
Hey, man. I was like, what? Like, and maybe because I'm a little partial to, like, Usher Raymond, like, I was like, Chris. He like, I can win the battle of features alone. But you're not supposed to really have features. And I'm like, Chris Brown albums, like, I pick and choose. Like, oh, I like this song. I can go 5 or 6 songs. Like that one, like, I think, what was it, Indigo Moon or whatever that was? It was like 40 songs. And I was like, maybe 3 to 5 songs. I was like, okay, I could maybe add them to my playlist.
Right.
But I'm like, Mr. Raymond, though? Bro, you know, you can put on Confessions and you can play it from one, or you can play it from the end, or you can do a shuffle and the whole album will just
hit.
Like, he can just put that on.
Facts.
I'm like, and it was crazy because so many of his earlier interviews, he always gave credit to him and Michael Jackson. And I'm like, so why are you trying to come out now like he wants your muse or your inspiration or your role model? What the fuck?
Yeah. I just didn't like the way that he jumped out like he would wash Usher or something. I just was like, Chris,
is you on cocaine again?
Who told you this?
This ain't it, Chief. This ain't it. Like, I wasn't really expecting it though. I was like, because I think when we talked about it, we was like, well, maybe it could be Genuine, but somebody gonna have to get him together. Yeah, I was like, so y'all sex appeal ain't even the same.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all just not in the same class at all. And I just, I didn't understand. Like I said, I didn't get why people were throwing it out to begin with because I don't see them as peers. So I didn't get the battle. But for him to just jump out like he will completely wash Usher is what really got to my mind. I was like now, Chris, don't do this. Don't make us have to get on this internet and embarrass you because we will do that. Because you're not finna wash Usher. I'm sorry. You're not finna wash Usher Raymond. It's just not gonna happen. Like you said, with Chris Brown's music, it's really pick or choose. Like, it's literally like hit or miss with me. Like, even some of his biggest records, like No Guidance was big because of Drake, not because Chris Brown. If that was just a Chris Brown record, it wouldn't have been as big as it was. But Drake was on there. So, you know what I mean? Like, and that's true for a lot of Chris Brown records.
And he was at the end.
Go ahead.
Too. So he was at the end of the song too, so you had to listen to the whole song to get the Drake part.
Yeah, exactly. When truth be told, I honestly, when it comes to that song, like when it comes up on my little playlist or whatever on the title, in the little mix, I skip over Chris Brown part and just move it over to the Drake part because I don't want to hear Chris. I'm sorry, but anyway, like I said. Christopher Brown, please don't make us get on this internet and embarrass you. Just sit and eat your food.
Listen, his little teeny, not even eat his food, smell his food. But I'm like, even his little teeny bopper fans, I'm like, I don't know, because I'm like, you just put on Nice and Slow for me and just just let it run. Every time Chris Brown plays something, just put on 7 o'clock on the dot. That's it.
Man, listen, that make me want to go through and just listen to some Usher records right now. Shoot.
But yeah, I was totally kind of shocked. I was like, but you gave him so much credit. And now it's like he beneath you or something. I can do it out features alone. What features? Because I can't think of no songs just off the top where I'd be like, I don't know. Because I mean,
he do got some, and I feel like features might be more his game because I actually like more of his features than.
But I can't think of the one that pops out.
I like the ones that he did, like that one with Meek and Nicki. I liked that one.
Okay.
He completely saved that song because otherwise it was trash.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, just not the cocaine, Chris.
Basically, that's all. We just gotta bring you back down from the delusions, boo boo. Just bring you back down from the delusions. Oh.
He has been on a bender or something last night. We're like, what's happening?
Yeah. Because I just, I don't know.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It does not make sense to me. Like I said, if we do see a Usher battle, I really feel, in all honesty, that the only person, and I think we said this before, I know, is Genuine. And if in order for Genuine to do it, he'd have to literally, like, we got to make sure Genuine is in a good space. Timbaland, because Timbaland is part of the little versus thing, so Timbaland need to go ahead and you just give him his little 10 tracks that he need to play and say, play it in this order, Jen. Okay? Just do this. We got it. Because now if he put it together right, Genuine might have a shot. Because Genuine do got some hits. If y'all remember, don't sleep on Genuine. He got some hits. He just messy as fuck.
Need to stay out this shit. But
I didn't think the one where they said Tyrese versus Joe, I didn't think that would have been a bad one. I wouldn't have minded Tyrese versus Joe.
Yeah, I just don't want to hear Tyrese. I ain't even gonna lie.
You just don't want to give Tyrese the platform.
Like, I'm sick of him already. Like, I could just imagine him.
Just be like, in all honesty, Tyrese really should have just be quiet and sing. Because like when he sing, you be like, okay, I get it. Because you remember when we went to see TGT? You was with me. Yeah. Like when he sing, it's just like, okay, this the Tyrese that I like.
Right.
But when he just get to talking and shooting off at the mouth, that's when it's just like, damn it. Just be quiet.
Like, you ruined it. And you ruined it.
And the sad part is you remember when we went to see TGT, Genuine was the most unproblematic on that whole damn tour.
Yeah.
Tank X was up there acting a fool with his one song, Having Ass. Because at the time, he only had one song. And
I think he did it. Yeah. What was it? Maybe I Deserve?
Yeah.
Oh.
Child, a mess. Anyway, I don't have any other hot topics. Anything else that we bringing up today?
Nothing for me.
We covered it all. So let's go ahead and move into the relationship portion of the show. What is relationship question this week?
So my question is, and just put it out there. I saw it on the losers page. I told you that earlier. Oh, I actually had two questions, but no, just gonna tackle this one. It's ladies, would you or could you do the same thing for a man that you expect financially?
Could I? Absolutely. Would I do it? If necessary, sure. But I don't think that I've ever been with the man that has wanted me to, I would say. You know, that's just from the guys that I've dealt with. I've never been with one of those guys who is like the 50-50 guy, or the ones the ones who are like, well, let's split the check, or let's do this. Or I've always been with just those guys who I got the check, or plan the dates, or whatever. You know what I mean? Like the take care of the financial. So I don't really have an experience with the other type of guy, but by all means, like I think that's the as a woman, I think that's one of the things that a lot of us bring to the quote unquote bring to the table is I can do on my own, but the fact that I have somebody who has my back, who is willing to handle it, that's bomb to me. So like I said, I've never been on the other side of that. Like I said, I never had a 50-50 guy, so I don't really know that as an experience. But not to say that I couldn't quote unquote do it. Like I can provide for myself. You know, I don't need someone to do that. I just have someone who will. You know. So I don't know. What about yourself?
I can, but I'm not. Because I feel like maybe that's like one of my gender role things. But I mean, if I'm expecting you to provide, you coming into my life, and you see I already have a house, car, all of this, I'm stable. What's the question from there? Like, okay, she can do it on her own. So I don't be getting dudes reason and be like, oh, well, y'all just trying to use men. Dating is dating. It's expensive. You win some, you lose some. Like Craig Daddy said, you live to see another day. But that's just my take on it. Like, yeah, I can, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And especially if you're not if you're my spouse, it's a little bit different. But like dating and stuff like that, no, I expect if you're going to, like you said, I don't do 50-50, nor do people like, oh, well, you want to come over and hang out? Why I'm going to come to your house and hang out? It's like, well, before I take you on a date, I got to see if we're compatible. Well, we can just talk on the phone till you figure it out.
Yeah. You got to support me.
Right. I'm not going to leave the comfort of my home that I'm sitting in looking like Miss Celia out of Color Purple right now, watching TV, eating ice cream, and you think I'm going to leave my house. got to get dressed up to come over your house to watch TV. Oh, no. Call me when you're ready.
Yeah. I definitely think that a lot of it comes down to the courting aspect. Like, I think that women just enjoy being courted. Like, you enjoy like having a man, take you out, y'all do the dinner thing. He pulls out your chair. He, the gentleman type stuff. Even if y'all just go for like a picnic, romantic picnic, or, the cute walks on the beach and stuff like that. Like, I think that's a part of courtship. So I don't, like I said, I can do for myself. I've never been with or attracted the type of the 50-50 guy. I've never experienced that, so I can't speak to it. I would love to hear though somebody who has, like, what that experience is like, because I don't know that.
I have, but I never entertained it because I feel like no, now that I think about it, because I'm like, at least a date. They'd be like, oh, I got the date, but like one dude asked me like randomly, he was like, so you got the next date? No, and it's tacky that you asked. So we don't have to go out anymore. Because I'm like, I feel like that's something that I should offer. Don't ask me. So I was like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying half of the bills. So I'm like, we roommates. And that means we're going to sleep in separate rooms and I'm going to have a new boyfriend. So there's that. So that's just my take. And I didn't ever see my dad do it. Like, even though him and my mom wasn't in the house together, the way that he took care of my stepmom, I'm like, she worked at Victoria's Secret part-time. So, her salary or paycheck wasn't paying the bills. So I didn't see my dad doing it. So I can't.
Yeah. Big facts. So my relationship question for this week is, what is the hardest thing about making a relationship work in 2020?
See, the hardest thing, I would probably say prioritizing your time, because I think we're so stuck on like being busy. Like, if I'm busy, I'm productive. And we have so many different things going on in our lives that we're trying to keep up with, as far as family. I want to go out with my friends. I want to do this. I have work. A lot of people have like side hustles, and all of this is just, and we forget that we have a whole person at home that we have to like be available for. So I think that's the biggest.
Yeah.
challenge.
I think that the kind of biggest thing is finding a balance between taking care of yourself and, self-care and all that jazz, and having another person. Because I think a lot of us, and it ties into what you were talking about with time and all that. I think a lot of us have really kind of leaned into living, quote unquote, selfishly, living for us, like making sure we got our careers intact, making sure that we are, quote unquote, living our best life, that we are out here taking the trips that we want to take, date however many people we want to date, controlling our bodies, just basically taking care of self. That a lot of times I think that we've gotten away from the romantic aspect of kind of needing somebody, leaning on somebody, loving on somebody. So I think that finding that balance between, being true to self, taking care of self, and also having a partner.
And it's harder once you, like, the longer you've been single, because it's like, how do I now integrate this person into my life?
Yeah, into your space. That's always the hardest part for me, is bringing someone into my space, because I am such a like, this is my space. That it's like hard for me. Like, anybody who will talk to you, like my parents will tell you, like, I need to have my own space, need to be by myself. Like, I have my moments, I have my periods where I just need my me time, my by myself time. So my hardest thing in relationships has always been integrating somebody into that space, into allowing them into my space. All right. So that is it for relationships. That was pretty quick this week. Any like new music, books, TV, anything that you just want to talk about, promote, get off your chest?
I don't think nothing music, TV, nothing is good. I don't think. I feel like I'm missing something.
Did you I know you said last week that you ordered a new book. Has it came in yet? Have you started it?
It has come in. I haven't started. I started another book. And this is the reason I had started I didn't want to bring it up on the show, but I started the hypnobirthing book. It's not long or anything like that, but just to help out with birthing and your breathing techniques and all of this stuff to help through natural birth. So that's what I've been focused on now. So yeah, but I am going to read that book.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. Are you doing hospital or are you doing? Because you said natural birth. Are you doing like at home?
Oh no, not at home.
Oh, okay. I was going to say what?
No. I'm doing hospital, but I want to like natural, no drugs, and hopefully he comes on his own. So, and I've just been trying to prep, like, because at first I was like, I don't think I can do this, and just watching the videos, I'm like, how does the body do that? So, I'm trying to hold hypnobirthing things like your body was made for this, you can do this, and all this stuff. So, we'll see how that works out.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense now. Anything else?
No, that's all for me.
All right. So for me, I'm just gonna jump directly into my favorite portion of the show, which is the nerd moment of the week. And basically it's just some quick little hitters. First and foremost, I know we posted it on Instagram, but we didn't talk about it on the show. Big congrats to, and I'm probably gonna say her first name wrong, Javicia or Javeka, I'm not sure. Leslie, she has been she landed the role of Ryan Wilder, which is going to be the new Batwoman on the CW show Batwoman. So congratulations to her. She is the first time that Batwoman has on any DC screen, television, movie, whatever, has been a Black woman. So salute to her. And she is not racially ambiguous. She is for real 100% Black girl. So we love to see it. That's all I'm gonna say. We love to see it. Also, I got an Amazon Prime little trial period for like 30 days. So I'm gonna watch The Boys. It's coming on Amazon Prime. I've heard good reviews about it, so I want to go ahead and check it out while I have Prime. And I'll probably do a review on that. Depends on when I get through with it. And lastly, I mentioned it a while back when the trailer dropped, but we are like a couple of days away, pretty much on Friday. Netflix Umbrella Academy Season 2 will be premiering, so I will be binging it this weekend so that I could talk about it and give you guys a review on next week's show. And that is it for me as far as the nerd moment of the week. Anything else on your end, Falan DeAnn?
No, ma'am, that's all.
All right, so per usual, we want to thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. We appreciate you. We appreciate the support. When you hit the YouTube page, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you guys leave reviews and comments, whether it be on Instagram or on the Apple page, Spotify, whatever. All of that stuff is important. It's free, so you don't have to pay for it. You can just leave a comment or to give a rating, 5 stars and all that jazz. All those things come into play as far as our numbers are concerned. And so, thank you so much for those who have supported and shown support. And we appreciate you guys. And have a great rest of your week.